welcome into the Hop. Gabe and Steven are back for another round.
How are we doing?
This one is exciting. This one is refreshing. This one is, you're going to want to stick around for this one. This is a brewery that I can almost guarantee. In fact, Gabe, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to guarantee. I'm going to go ahead and
guarantee it. That's how you know it's real. When he guarantees it, it's just absolutely real.
I'm going to go ahead and guarantee that you've never heard of this brewery before. And we have just a jam-packed episode, another edition of our Taproom Special segment coming at you. News and notes, fun topics, beers on beers on beers.
This episode's going to be sexy. Let's just say it.
Let's just call it what it is, man.
We are drinking Four City Brewing out of Orange, New Jersey. And yes, as Steven mentioned, we do have a Taproom Special. Proof that we were there. And we had a bunch of beers there. Got to talk to the people. Really awesome experience. We had a fun little day trip in New Jersey. Who would have thought Jersey had good beer?
Yeah, this was, we had no idea what to expect. We just went to a cluster of breweries in New Jersey. Four City was the first one we hit that day. Cut to, we end up in a 45-minute conversation with one of the owners. We're having a flight of beer. We're having a great time. We're filming a Taproom Special and having a conversation about what is New Jersey beer, you know, and it's interesting.
That was the most important thing, I think, because it wasn't just another, this is how we do it. He, you know, the owner we spoke to was so passionate, like us, and that's what really made us be like, hell yeah, man, like, come on.
Yeah, So welcome in if you found us. This is going to be a good one. You found us at a good time. If this is your first time here, welcome, and you can find us on Instagram and Twitter. We are at the HO Podcast. Go ahead over there, give us a follow, give us a like, send us a message, a DM. You can check out pictures of all the beer that we drink, as well as other fun social media content that we put out. We're also on Facebook. We are on YouTube. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, guess what? You can watch the show on YouTube. Search for the Hop Craft Beer Podcast. Once you found us, subscribe, click that bell. You'll get a new notification every week when a new episode drops. It happens every Thursday. And if you're over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, go ahead and subscribe there as well. Rate and review. We love hearing from our listeners. It helps us make the show better for you. So if you have feedback, positive or negative, preferably positive, the more positive, the better. But any feedback at all is greatly appreciated. Hit us up.
Any suggestions, any drink suggestions if we should get away from beer? We normally do beer, but hey, we've sprinkled in some spirits here and there. Let us know. We want to do this for you guys.
Gabe, you ready for some news?
No, just kidding. Yes.
Beer news.
Great Divide Brewing Company is moving out of their Reno facility. It's basically where they did a lot of their packaging and where they got all of the cans and whatnot together. They are selling it to consolidate operations. According to a release from the brewer, all the operations conducted will go back to the home base, which is their brewery and tap room on Arapahoe Street.
I'm going to go with Arapahoe. That would be my...
Arapahoe. Arapahoe Street. Thank you. Arapahoe Street in Denver's Ballpark neighborhood. Great Divide said the move would allow it to become more nimble, continue to innovate, and ensure a bright future for the company. I don't believe this is COVID related. I think this just all has to do with just kind of focusing on one specific location just so they can kind of get everything together. So if you're in the market for a packaging haul, check out Great Divide. They are in selling mode.
Down on Arapahoe Street.
Arapahoe Street. What is it again?
I don't know. We've gone through so many at this point. We're already off the rails.
Damn it.
Moving on, Untapped founder Greg Avola is stepping away from the day-to-day of the company. He is stepping down as the company's CEO. This announcement was made on social media last week, as well as on Greg's website. We love Untapped. We use Untapped. Untapped is social media for beer. If you're not on there, get on there, check it out, and actually find us on there because we're on there.
Hell yeah.
But we love Untapped. Greg is one of the founders, and he said 10 years after co-founding and building the world's largest online beer platform, I've decided to step down as Chief Creative Officer at Untappd. My apologies, I think I said CEO. CCO. While I'm stepping back from day-to-day responsibilities, I will be staying on as an executive advisor role at Next Glass, which is the parent company that now owns Untappd. He said, I can't believe I just typed these words, but I feel it's the right time. So it's just a decision. You know, he's one of those guys that, one of those tech industry guys that was working like 80-hour weeks. And he just, the only way he could kind of break that habit and get a little healthier life balance was to kind of hang it up. So Greg, thank you for your service. Thank you for your contribution to the beer industry. Thank you for what you've built. We will continue to enjoy your product, and I hope you get some rest, because sir, you deserve it.
Thank you for those ratings too. Every time we see a 4 point whatever rating, we get pumped.
Thank you for all of those ratings between 3.01 and 4.00.
Yeah. So we talked about Athletic Brewing Company out of Stratford, Connecticut. At this point, probably a few months ago, I would say. They are back in the news and notes in a fun fashion. Celebrities are now endorsing and backing the company, which is really awesome to see. Football players J.J. Watt and Justin Tuck. Justin Tuck is a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Holy crap. Lance Armstrong, Momofuku restaurateur David Chang, and Tom's founder Blake Mycoskie are now backers of the brewery. This is a non-alcoholic brewery out of Stratford, but they just expanded to San Diego. They have a nearly 10 times bigger facility in San Diego, and the one in Stratford was 12,000 barrel capacity. So this is huge now. Bill Schufelt, the co-founder, was inspired to start the company through his own wellness and fitness journey, which I thought was very interesting because he's always had a love of beer, but he wanted to get a little healthier, just like in life and whatnot. So he said, I'm going to cut out alcohol. Yikes. I can't believe that worked for him, but it did. He cut out alcohol, but he didn't like the non-alcoholic options in his area. So he started Athletic Brewing Company. And they're just really excited to get to work with all different sorts of celebrities, especially J.J. Watt, who apparently really likes the beer. And I'm not surprised because we can talk all day long about his workout regimen during the football season.
Yeah, that guy, that's something different, man. I mean, he goes to bed at like 5:30 or some crazy shit like that.
And then he wakes up at like 3 a.m. and just like powers through his workout. So to have non-alcoholic beer is probably smart for him and for, athletes everywhere.
And it's also a trend that we've been seeing. I mean, we talked about it, what was it, last week, the week before, where, it's a trend that we're seeing and we're going to continue to see moving into 2021. Athletic is not the only company doing this. We're seeing a lot of companies moving into the non-alcoholic space, whether it's a company like Athletic, which does exclusively non-alcoholic options, or it's a company like Samuel Adams or, one of these other big breweries that are pumping out non-alcoholic, or Heineken for that matter. So
perfect example. They're coming out with like 1 or 2 options. So it's in Stratford, so we should go. We'll be sober, but that's okay.
We can go there, and then we'll go to Two Roads after.
There we go. But yeah, Athletic Brewing Company making some big moves with some big names, so check them out.
And finally, Brewbound has announced the 2020 winners of the Brewbound Awards. These are awards that have been going on since 2014. This is the 7th year of them. And these are annual awards recognizing large and small craft breweries that, in this case, were able to continue to thrive even in a very challenging year because 2020 sucked. So some of the highlights, there were a number of winners. Some highlights, Cause of the Year, what else is it going to be? Black is Beautiful. Shout out. Large Brewery of the Year, New Belgium. Small Brewery of the Year, Allagash. Both of those have been on our show, so go us. And then they also named 6 companies as, quote, rising stars in 2020. And those were Urban Roots Brewing out of California, Other Half out of New York, Jack's Abbey out of Massachusetts.
Also on our show.
Green Bench out of Florida, Bow and Arrow Brewing out of New Mexico, and Athletic Brewing out of Stratford, Connecticut. We just talked about it.
Ew.
Oh, I played the wrong drop.
Wow. The disrespect.
That is so embarrassing. But there's nothing we can do about it.
New Belgium, man, they've been doing really well. I mean, large brewer of the year. Didn't they have 2 of their beers like in the top 5 of beers?
Yep. Their Voodoo Ranger series was crushing it last year.
Yeah.
And they just went through that sale, but they're continuing to be one of the best of the sort of larger side of craft brewers, independently owned brewers, which I guess they're not really independently owned anymore, but they're semi-employee owned or something.
Yes,
how we're classifying that.
They were. We've had them on and we really enjoyed their beer. So
yeah,
good to see.
Congrats to those winners, and here's to seeing what's to come in 2021.
Hell yeah! Hopefully better things. All right,
let's do it.
It's toast time. Is that a thing?
Yep.
Toast time?
It sure is.
We're going to go musicless on this one. I found a fun toast. It's more of a poem, and we're drinking Four City Brewing. We'll get into where the name comes from and Four City, kind of play on that for New Jersey. But I found a poem called Four Corners, and this kind of spoke to me. So here we go. The four corner on its own is our world, where a lot of our time will be spent. Stories are made, but much are untold, lost in the walls, a forgotten event. We're so engrossed and we ignored the sound, but the room is full of constant humming. The chatter and taps are bouncing around, at times broken by a metallic ring. Within these walls, urgency is a must, racing with time and beating the deadline. It is not for all, but we must adjust to improve our crafts, to grow and refine. Whatever that is, we have our reasons. We need to live and work at the same time. And we have that thing we called ambitions, a goal to catch while still in our prime. So here we are, in a four-cornered box, oblivious to time as it may appear, but the silent ticks of advancing clock is getting louder as the days end nears. Boom.
Poetry.
Poetry. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it.
I think that's actually a perfect toast for what we're about to get into. So Four City Brewing, like we said, we went there. It's in Orange, New Jersey. It's named Four City for the four oranges.
Yes.
And we'll get into more about the brewery itself, but we really had no idea what to expect. We sat down at a table. We busted out the camera for our first video taproom special. We were a little nervous, if we're being honest. We were
those guys, and it ended up working out for us.
But it ended up working out, and we ended up talking to the owner, getting a private tour of the space and everything like that. But before we did all that, we sampled a flight of some really excellent, well-crafted beer from a young brewery that we had never heard of. So let's go there now, and we'll see you back here.
Taproom Special.
Four City Brewing.
What
Here
up, guys?
we go.
We are ready. We're here for another Taproom Special video edition this time. This is new for us, so...
This is new and it's a little scary, if we're being honest.
It's exciting, though. We almost have the run of the place to ourselves.
We are those people.
We are those people.
Yeah.
We're going to be annoying, but who cares?
Whatever.
We're doing our job. We each got a flight. We got two beers the same, and then we're going to branch off for two of our other ones. And I'm pretty pumped. We're here in Orange, New Jersey, getting a little boozy, and here we go.
So let's start with the Dunkel.
Yes.
Here. This is a... what is the name of this one? It's the... We think it's a Dunkel, question mark.
We think it's a Dunkel. We know.
We know it's a Dunkel. They think it's a Dunkel. It's a Munich Dunkel, 6.8%.
Untapped has it at a 4.08. Beer Advocate has yet to review it, and we've got about 15 IBUs to speak of.
So dark.
It's very dark brownish red. On the SRM chart, I would say like a 38.
38, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not black, but, it's on the darker side. And it's a great way to start the day. Like, I can just tell from the nose already. Bready, malty,
very
lager.
flavorful, yeah. It's very, complex off the smell.
Yeah, lots of that bread and malt come forward. No
Yeah.
hops really to speak of, but it's
It's-
that Belgian character.
It's a Munich Dunkel, which I gotta be honest, I don't really know what that means.
I mean, it's,
But it does smell kind of like a stout, like a little bit. Like it's like I get a little bit of those roasted malts.
yeah. I see
nose.
what you're saying. It's a German style, and it's a lager. So it's going to be malt forward. It's going to be bready. It's going to be all those types of things. But yeah, it's dark in color, as you can see on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes. And,
So it's definitely got that roasted quality to it.
yeah, I'm
and-
pumped. So
It's the first beer of our day.
this is how we're starting today.
Yeah.
And we're excited for
Cheers.
it. There you go. Also, for those of you watching and listening, if you know the name of the song, put it in the comments.
And get us sued. Okay.
Ooh.
Yum.
Ooh.
What a delight.
Stout, but like sweet a little bit.
Yeah, very sweet. Surprisingly sweet. Like plenty of bread and roasted malt, but honey comes through.
Getting like the smallest hint of cherry.
Yeah, subtle, but like there's a
Subtle,
little
yeah.
fruitiness to it, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. I feel like it smells more roasted malt than it tastes, but they're definitely there. As you can see, a little bit of lacing on the sides of the glass.
Mhm. Surprisingly complex for what you think. Like, oh yeah, great song. It's surprisingly complex for a lager.
Yeah.
It's clean in the mouth, and
Slight carbonation, but like it's not too much.
Yeah.
It's easy to drink. It
it's
really
great. It's flavorful. It's like, it's just a great way to start the day. I'm going to
Pinky
keep
out.
saying that. Yeah, this is a delight.
is. Wow. I definitely get a lot more honey off the nose, but it's definitely there. Like
Yeah.
it's really
And of
prominent.
course, the malt, the cereal, the bread,
Biscuity.
the biscuit, and like Belgian sugar, like cane sugar, candy sugar, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just a surprising sweetness. That's really what caught my eye on this one first
Like
and
it.
foremost.
And like now that I've drinking a little bit of it in the light, it's just red right now.
Yeah, it's got a nice like. You can't really tell on the camera as much, but
Looks a lot darker on the screen, but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like it's.
you can see like a reddish glow.
This
coming
looks like
through
the
it.
Mad Elf.
Ooh, yeah.
It looks like it. It doesn't
Visual-
taste like it.
No, but visually it's a good comp.
Yeah. Wow. Look how bright that is. That's
Yeah.
dope. I love that. Wow.
Yum. This is.
This is number one.
I know we have a long day.
Also, I don't know if we mentioned this, but it is 6.8%.
It doesn't taste like that.
Uh-oh.
You could, I mean, as we shoot it back.
Yeah.
That's
well,
got-
it's in a small glass, so it's easy.
I
so.
know. All right.
Number
Let's,
two. All right, so we're moving on to beer number two. This is the Milkshake, but it is called Better Than Yours. It's a Milkshake IPA. Coming in at, again, 6.8%, so holy shit.
Yeah, this is. I wanted to try it because I'm always drawn to the Milkshake IPAs.
Yeah, especially after LA Ale Works. Like, they had a dope Milkshake IPA, so I feel like it's
I
always...
miss it.
I do.
The weather.
Untapped 3.85 Beer Advocate, yet to review it, but we'll review for you, so here we are. Ooh, smells very hoppy.
Yeah, I get way more for some reason, when I hear Milkshake IPA, I expect to taste
A milkshake.
a milkshake.
Yeah.
Vanilla,
Yeah.
primarily.
And not so
but
much.
On the nose, I get citrus, the grapefruit, like what you would expect off a New England IPA. But it's not, I mean, you can see it's not very hazy, I mean, compared to other hazies that we've had.
Yeah.
It's light gold orange, pretty clean, lacing and headwise as far as we can tell in these little glasses that we're using.
I don't know if I can smell any malts. I definitely get a lot more hops, but I'm interested. I don't know if I'm getting a lot of fruitiness. Like, the citrus is there, I just can't pinpoint which one.
Well, take a sip and drink in all that orange and grapefruit.
And there it is.
Grapefruit
Yep,
peel
there it
and
is.
tangerine
Yeah,
and all that
yeah.
stuff.
Okay, so again, in the taste, not the nose. That happens so much. Why is that? That's so weird.
I mean, not a doctor, so I don't know. But this is very citrusy, not very hoppy. As far as a milkshake IPA, I don't taste any like lactose. It's not that creamy. I mean,
It's got a hint of it, but it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it's not like.
it's not a defining feature.
Right. It's very smooth going down.
Mhm.
That's very interesting. It's very, very smooth. It's very easy to drink. For 6.8, this is, I would argue, this is dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah. This will put us
Yeah.
over if we have more than one.
Yeah, this, if you handed me this though, I would go, oh yeah, that's a Citra hopped IPA.
Yeah.
A dry hopped Citra IPA. I wouldn't go milkshake IPA.
It kind of has like a West Coast IPA feature to it.
Like a good bit of bite.
Like a vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
And with the bite as well because of the
And the
ABV.
look of it too. I mean, it's just clear, that's West Coast style.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not hazy. It's I would say cloudy.
The earthiness is in there though, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
when you swallow it, you get this like spicy character. You get a whole lot of just earthy hoppiness. Citra Mosaic, most likely. You
Yeah.
know, Simcoe wouldn't
We don't have
surprise
all
me at
those facts in front of us, but I mean,
We-
at this
yeah.
point, we kind of know.
We can guess.
We can
Yeah.
guess, yeah. Yeah, not a lot of bitterness.
No, it's fruity. Fruity defines it much more than hops or bitterness do. This is
Yeah, we don't have any IBUs to speak of at the moment, but it's not bitter at all, really. It's very, very easy going down.
Yeah.
Light carbonation. Very, very nice. Very, very delicious.
this
I like
one's
it.
for the IPA lovers in your family.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, but it's not like a road to ruin where it's just gonna be like, whoa, that's strong. It's
No.
very like it's got the bite, but it's smooth. It's easy.
Honestly, if you're looking for bite, I don't think this is like, there are plenty of IPAs there that are more biting. Imperial IPAs, West Coast IPAs, doubles.
Yeah.
There's more here than that. And I feel like that's something we should definitely mention about this place. Like, we're sitting here and like sours, wheat beers, Belgian, lagers, IPAs on IPAs.
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff.
stouts. I mean, it's a place that like
They have
It's
a lot of
something for everyone.
IPAs, which is really nice to see. I don't know if it's their specialty, but it's definitely one of like their go-tos, just because they make so many of them.
pretty small system and a lot of beers for like this fairly small contained operation.
Yes,
Um,
we've got all the equipment behind us. We'll
Yeah.
show that at the end. But yeah, barrels and the equipment and whatnot. It's really dope.
Yeah.
It's nice to be like so close to it.
But it's pretty contained. It's not one of those big breweries like a Two Road.
Yeah, no.
You know, with these giant barrel systems. I mean, it's pretty small, and for a small operation, they have a lot of beers on tap. Like, it must be 20-ish, maybe a little less, 15 to 20 taps.
Yeah, I would say so.
So,
yeah, just based off of the chart we're looking at.
Yeah.
So
So, with that in mind, let's
ahead.
move on to, I got the St. Cloud. This is a Belgian double. It's 7.6% with a 3.88 on Untapped. I wanted to go Belgian because who doesn't love a Belgian?
that
every
looks
now and
so good.
then? We got Germany, we got America, we got Belgium,
Belgium, Belgium.
we got Belgia.
Oh God, this is. We're hitting more than one brewery today, so
Yeah.
when we get to the next one, we're just gonna be hammered.
The last taproom special of the day will just be incoherent.
We guys, IPA.
All right, it's so 7.6%, definitely up there. This one is a nice, deep, rich color, maybe a 35 on the SRM chart.
Yeah. See, it's got that red again. If you hold it up to the
Yeah,
light.
you really can't see it on the camera, but it does have like a really nice reddish hue with the light, but it's a dark brown color.
Yeah.
Really nice head on this with really nice retention, and it's hard to tell with the lacing with the glasses full, but we'll see. But it's a sort of a tan head. I can see plenty of carbonation, and I'm excited for this one. And the
St. Cloud.
the nose is Belgian.
Ooh.
The nose is straight out of Belgium. It's a spicy.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Spicy
Wow.
coriander. Clove.
Yeah.
All of those spicy Belgian notes that you would expect. Banana. Banana's always in there.
Banana's in there with the spiciness. I really like
Yeah.
that.
and it follows through on the taste. I mean, it's all of those Belgian spicy things, but it's soft. It's mellow in the mouth, deep, rich flavor. But it doesn't have the kind of like spicy bite that the IPA does. It's softer than that.
Interesting.
But then it's got a spiciness to it.
It looks softer just based off of the head retention. Like, I feel like that's a good way to kind of tell.
Look at that lacing. Look at that lacing.
Yeah, I mean, like, that just looks very soft.
I don't know if it
and
comes through on the
creamy.
camera.
Yeah.
But, oh, look at that. Yeah. What is taking on this? What is catching my eye is
You've been drinking.
is the booziness. I mean, it's what did I say? 7.6.
7.6, yeah.
So that's up there. But I mean, it's definitely when you swallow it, you're like, okay, yeah. This one is like, whereas the Dunkel I think was a little dangerous because you don't taste any booze and you can just shoot it back.
Right.
This one's like, it reminds you to take your time
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
and take my time I shall. It's really good. I think so far. I mean, spoiler alert, but so far this is my favorite. Of
Nice.
the flight. So far. I still have one
Nice.
more to go. But
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
it's delicious and different.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Over to you.
So now I'm going to go back to my Italian roots. I picked this beer strictly for the name. It is called Fourghettastoutit Stout. And yes, it does sound like that.
Get us down.
This is a fun stout this is jet black. I mean, I would call this a 39 or a 40 on the SRM scale.
Yeah.
Nice small little head retention as well. This one is 7.4%. Untapped, give it a 3.95. Nothing from Beer Advocate, and 75 IBUs to speak of.
75. Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is
That's
stout.
amazing.
This is Stout City. This is
Oh yeah,
This is chocolate.
That's
This
iced
is-
coffee, chocolate, mocha, espresso.
mocha. That's a perfect
Yeah.
way to describe it. Roasted malt. I love roasted malts. Like, now that we drink stouts not all the time, but because of the podcast, we drink it a lot.
Yeah.
It's just it's such a
It's
good.
such a great. There's so much flavor that comes out of like deep roasted malt like that. So much flavor, so much complexity, and it's different from a hop flavor in that it's just not as biting. It's just it's softer and more delicious, and it's something to sort of let you take your time with the beer. I feel like.
Mocha iced coffee, but the beer version. That's exactly what I'm getting. It's creamy, but it's a stout.
How much alcohol is it? Oh, 7.4.
7.4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7.4. I would argue this does taste like 7.4, but it's very, very... It's not creamy, but it's, again, smooth like the Milkshake one. It's got the roasted malt character, and it's very chocolate and vanilla based, but it's not overpowering. It's very, very, like... It tastes like a mocha iced coffee.
Yum.
And I love iced coffee. That's
Yeah.
how I drink coffee. So this might be a to-go beer when we leave. I don't know, but
Listen, twist my arm.
It's-
It looks really good, and the name is everything.
Fourghettastoutit. I mean, that's just me,
It's
you know.
genius.
Carbonation is medium to high. Mouthfeel. It's not a lot of bitterness for 75 IBUs. I figured it would be a little more, but it's really not.
How's the booziness?
It's there. I think. I don't think it shies away from 7.4. I think it's like, yeah, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But
I like a beer that reminds you.
yeah, I really like it. Yeah, it's still on the 39-40 scale. It's got some of that redness in it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of like cherry, but it's definitely there, stout wise, and
A little bit of lacing, not
yeah,
a little
bit. You see,
Yeah, I feel like this is a great opportunity. Like, look at the Belgian versus the Dunkel, right? Germany versus Belgia. Like, if you can see that, like the difference in this is what we're talking about when we talk about lacing.
yeah,
And
when it sticks to the side of the glass.
And what does it mean for the beer? It if the beer has legs, you know, it's similar to like wine. It's like if it has legs, it just tells you something about the flavor, the stickiness of the beer,
Yeah.
and just how clean it is in the mouth versus not, and that holds up with these. All right, should I do Big Bertha?
Close her out.
Oh man,
Big
okay.
birthday.
Oh boy. All right. This is the Crescent Moon Chai Latte Imperial Stout. It is 9%.
Oof.
It's a 4.03 on Untapped, and yeah, I saw this and I couldn't say no. I was gonna order one beer, and then I saw this and I was like, but I really want that, but I don't want a full pour of
Good
9%.
call on the flight. Flight is probably best for Taproom Specials just because we get to sample a bunch of them.
So much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This one is it's like if you took the Founder's Breakfast Stout and then added a bunch of chai spices to it. And it's like,
oh my gosh.
I don't know if you're into chai. I love chai lattes.
I can mess with chai.
I love chai.
I chai.
And,
no, that really does smell like chai latte. Like, wow.
It's like all that roasted malt character, the iced coffee, the roasted bitterness, coffee, chocolate, espresso, and then add into it ginger,
Ginger especially. I get a lot of ginger off the smell of it, yeah.
Ginger and some other spices that, whatever goes into a chai. Just picture a chai. I don't know what's in a chai. But
Untapped gave it a 4.03, so.
Whenever you breach 4 on Untapped, you're doing something right.
That's what I'm saying.
Untapped is...
Until we find a better rating service, we're just keeping it.
Holy crap.
That's what we're looking for, yeah.
I didn't even talk about what it looks like. It's jet black, it's 40, it's head lacing, all that stuff, but holy crap. In the mouth, it's like a chai latte. Like, seriously.
Dude, hell yeah.
You take a sip, it's creamy, it's got milk, it's got ginger spice, it's got some clove to it for sure. It's got like a nice, it's like ordering a chai latte from like a coffee shop. And I
feel like lots of our friends would like that.
Oh, this is delicious and dangerous AF because 9%
doesn't taste like that.
Couldn't tell you. Yeah, I mean,
love that.
Yeah, it's spicy as hell. Herbal qualities to it, and then on top of the roasted malt, this is complex. This is brilliant. Like, honestly,
nice.
We see a lot of imperial stouts. We see a lot of flavored imperial stouts, and people use the bold body of an imperial stout to add all kinds of flavors, whether it's blueberry and raspberry fruit, whether it's chocolate, peanut butter, whatever, caramel, all different kinds of things. But this is just so different. It's the spiciness of it is like surprising, and it's different from the horchata, which is my top beer of 2020.
That's right, yeah.
But it's different from that because it's less creamy. It is still bold in the mouth. It's not like, this isn't a dessert beer at all. It's like you take a sip and it's still got a nice like you're having a beer. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of a chai latte beer or chai beer.
Well, you should get a sample of this. I'm not going to give you a taste because COVID. But
yeah, I think I might, just based off of the smell. I was like, what the hell is this? So.
But you have your own imperial stout.
Yes, and I saved this one for last because if you know me, you know I'm all about the blue and all about the blueberry. So I've got their blueberry maple stout.
He wore that shirt specifically for this beer. He woke up in the morning, he looked at their menu, he said, I'm going to get that blueberry when we get there in an hour and a half. And then he put on that shirt and he said, I can't wait to order the blueberry. And then we got here and they said, it's kicked. And we begged them.
Give me the rest of it. I don't care. I'll drink it out of the keg. This is an imperial stout, 9.5. Yikes. Here we go. Untapped gave it a 3.95. Beer Advocate said, fuck you. 30 IBUs to speak of.
Beer Advocate has been useless today because these beers are beers that are on tap at the brewery, and this brewery hasn't been around that long.
Yeah.
I mean, this spot, the brewery's been around since 2016.
2016,
this spot's been around since 2019. But Beer Advocate, it's just, these are smaller batch situations.
We have to be the Beer Advocate heroes.
We're here for you.
We're here for you guys. I mean, this is jet black. There's no way around it. This is a solid 40, I would argue. I mean, look at this damn thing. Doesn't smell like blueberry.
Okay.
It smells like maple syrup.
Oh,
It's like, off of the smell, I wouldn't know blueberries in it. It's just straight maple stout. All of the characteristics of kind of the last one, just like a little sweeter. Candied sugar, maybe brown sugar. perhaps a little bit of marshmallow, like a hint of it. But yeah, the roasted malts, the chocolate, vanilla, all that fun stuff.
It's interesting. I wonder, I mean, we've talked about it on the show before. Whenever maple syrup is in a beer, like sometimes breweries do this thing where they replace the water with maple sap. And I've
Sappy joy, sappy joy.
To this day, I've never liked that.
Yeah.
But sometimes they just add maple. So it'd be, I mean, we don't know how they brewed that beer because we just don't know. But it would be interesting to find out.
So this is another example of smell and taste are just so off. Not off, but different.
Different, yeah.
So it smells like a maple stout, but it tastes like a fruity, I don't even know. Like it tastes like a fruity, creamy soda in a way. It doesn't really taste like blueberry specifically. It tastes like blueberry, like it tastes just. I feel like I'm getting like the family. Like I feel like I'm getting blueberry and raspberry and strawberry and gooseberry. Like I'm getting all of that in one, and I think that's just because of how complex it is. Definitely doesn't taste like 9.5.
How about the maple?
Maple is more, it's there, but it's more in the nose, which is interesting. But
it's like you're having maple syrup covered blueberry pancakes, like you're having breakfast.
That's what it is. Like you're not getting any blueberry, right?
I actually am.
Oh, you are? I wasn't.
What I'm not getting is maple syrup myself, but I don't know. I mean,
see, that's interesting because I'm the opposite. I get a lot of maple, but on the taste, it's very, very fruit forward. It's very, very interesting. It's very complex. It's very different, and I mean, I'm here for it. I really like this. Carbonation is on the higher side, but it's easy going down. It's creamy. It's smooth in a way, and God, it's just so complex and so different. How do they do this?
What is your secret?
What, like, we need to get a homebrew kit and just go for it.
We need
see
to
what we can
start
do.
a brewery.
It's so interesting, and I really like it. It's awesome. It's dope.
All right, let's rank these. This place, by the way, has come to life around us. We walked in here dead.
Yeah, we were like the only people in here, and now every table
let's
is
film
filled.
it.
Yeah.
And now we're those people. But you know what? It's for you.
We're making
You're
fans
welcome.
while we're in New Jersey.
All right, my rankings. I'm gonna go with the. God, I loved the Dunkel. This is hard.
This is tough. I'm trying to think about it myself, and I don't know.
This is really hard. I'm just gonna do them like this. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go chai first. The chai Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
Because it's just unlike anything ever. And then I'm gonna go the Dunkel because I loved how I just loved how it started the day. It's sweet, it's delicious, it's flavorful, it's not too boozy, it's clean in the mouth, it's different, and I thought it was really good. Then we're gonna go back to Belgia for the Dubbel. It was an excellent Belgian beer.
Belgia. We're going back to Belgia.
And then the IPA, which I didn't like very much. It was okay.
The milkshake?
Yeah, it was okay.
Interesting.
It wasn't
Okay.
a milkshake. Like, it didn't taste milkshakey to me.
Yeah.
And when I want an IPA, I really want it to be bitter.
Yeah.
This was way more citrus side.
Yes.
Which, if you like the citrus IPAs, the milkshake is the one for you.
100%.
Just wasn't what I was expecting.
Word. All right. Number one. What do you think I'm going to pick?
Obviously,
No.
not the blueberry.
No,
Really?
that's actually going to come in second. I got to do the Fourghettastoutit. That's got to be number one.
Fourghettastoutit.
It was just very flavorful and very different, and it's a solid stout, but it was just like on point. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. So in order, I got to do Fourghettastoutit, blueberry second.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Dunkel third and the Milkshake fourth, but it's like razor thin. Like the Dunkel was great, and I really like the Milkshake IPA, but if I had to pick one, the Dunkel is just a little bit better.
Yeah.
So we agree on Milkshake being fourth, but that's not like
We're not shitting on
I'm not
it.
shitting on the beer. It's
personal
great.
preference.
It's literally just compared to what we have.
And I'm now going to sit here and sip on the IPA because that's what I do. When I get a flight, I try them all.
Yeah.
And the one I don't like,
goes fourth.
Goes for yeah,
first.
yeah. Because you got to get rid of
work
it,
my
and then
way
you
up
can yeah,
to the best one. All right.
yeah.
we have to go. So
we'll see you guys back on the mics,
Yeah.
but you got to check out this brewery if you're in New Jersey.
for any reason, if you're in Orange, New Jersey,
it's great. It's on the corner. There are a lot of great beers,
Yeah.
and
thank you guys. We'll see you back on the mics.
cheers.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's more to come.
Yeah. I can still taste some of those, and I
That
can still smell that chai one you had.
The chai, man, it was
Yeah.
just so. We said to Roger, the owner, afterwards that it's something. I said it on the mics. It's something no one else is doing. It's a
Yeah.
style, and we got to talking about how everybody can make an IPA. It's really that's where everyone starts, and that's great. But when the days of the heady topper houses that only do IPAs are kind of not. That's not really where we are right now. So to go to a brewery like this, where you could get sours, lagers, Belgian, German, English styles, stouts, crazy imperial stouts, double IPAs, just all over the map, was just a great way to start the day.
And they were also really good. Like, we're not
Yeah.
lying about, it's not like, oh yeah, it's good. We're at the facility. Let's not talk crap. But no, they were really, really awesome.
And
so.
dope people. That's the other thing.
Oh,
from
yeah.
from the bartenders, the servers, to the owner, to the vibe of the place
Yeah.
was fantastic.
Very,
So
very warm, very inviting.
right down to the artwork on the walls, as you could see in the Taproom Special, and behind me if you're watching on YouTube. Right?
Yeah, Steven is. And what's funny is, are you back near the same table we were at?
No, I think I'm on the other side of it. I think our table was like over here.
Oh,
And, like, that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
door.
Oh, yeah, because
Yeah.
of the bar. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I see that now. How funny would that have been? You were able to just like somehow put yourself at our table.
No, but we have one more beer to drink, which one that we're really excited about. Coming off of, I had the Milkshake IPA there, and now we're going to be doing another IPA with lactose in it. It's the Oat Cream Man IPA from Four City Brewing. So named in honor of Van Halen, who passed away in October. The brewery says this is our tribute to the late, great guitar legend Eddie Van Halen, featuring pale malt, wheat, lactose, and a very healthy dose of oats. Enjoy at maximum volume. We shall.
Damn straight. Yeah, this one's for Eddie.
Yeah, so here's the can. If you're on the YouTube, nice straightforward design. This one is 7% ABV. It has a 4.1 on Untapped. Beer Advocate has yet to rate it, but so
I really like the artwork. It's just what it is. There's nothing too crazy about it, but it's just like it's so like vibrant and bright. Like you can spot this from like a mile away.
Yeah, I mean, across the board, this place had just such great can art that's very specific to every beer that they're doing. Like it's not really a at like a collective arts situation, or
Right.
It's not even a great example. It's not really a night shift situation where like it's one theme and it's always the same. Every can is really specific to the beer and specifically designed based on the name of the beer and we spoke to the woman who does the designing. So
yes, she was our server. Shout out to Ashley, who was serving us, and Roger, who we had spoken to, was like, oh yeah, by the way, she is the one who made the artwork. And we were like, oh my God. She starts, sketches it and then throws it on the computer. I believe she went to school for digital design or graphic design. I believe she did, but all of the cans are really dope, and they all are very, very different. So yeah, you got to check them out.
And it also just goes to show, like, when you're at a brewery and someone's serving you beer, like, that person might be the person that designed the cans. So
yeah,
would never have known that if they had just thrown that out as we were leaving, basically.
That's so awesome. Yeah, it's
awesome.
really great to see. And then the other server, she was working there as well, and she had a hand in other operations, like business side of things. I mean,
it's clearly a very family operation. I mean, not to say that those people are all family, but it's clearly when you work there, you're a part of the family. It's not one of these top-down situations like Roger, the owner's in there. He's talking to everybody that's in the place. He's having beers himself. He's helping behind the bar if he needs to. It's just I was
just about to say, at one point, I saw him refilling the water thing. I was like, look at him getting his hands dirty. Good for you. Come on.
Yeah, it was awesome. But
Teamwork.
Okay, back to the beer.
Yes.
The Oat Cream Man. So presumably it's named for the song Ice Cream Man, which is a track from Van Halen's debut album. That song is actually a cover, but whatever. But it's named Oat Cream Man because there are oats in the beer.
Oats. So we poured this and then we put it to the side, and I could smell it from here, and it's like a good foot away from me. So
yeah. So it's a very hazy yellow, sort of straw color on the SRM chart. I would put it around a 3. It's pretty light yellow. It is, and very hazy. It poured with a good, like, a 1/2 inch to an inch of very white, frothy, cream-colored foam, and decent retention on that, too. I mean, it lingered for quite a while, and it's still kind of lingering. Good lacing, too. So
just cream and hops. It really does smell hoppy, and I think because it's 7%, that comes through very easily. But yeah, it's got that creaminess, that like vanilla.
Yeah.
Not dessert beerness, but it smells very sweet.
It's got a sweetness to it. I mean, the nose is citrusy first, which I think is what I was expecting. Start with a hazy New England, but then there's definitely a hint of cream. There's a good sort of earthy tone to it because of the oats. The malt comes through much more than it would on a typical like New England IPA. And like you said, definitely get some vanilla, some creaminess in the nose. I mean, that's a weird thing to say, creaminess in the nose, but because like you can't really smell cream, right? But you can smell a sweetness to it. Like you said,
you can smell, any. Like you said, whenever we have like a milkshake, anything, you can get that right off the top. And I love how it doesn't just smell like whipped cream. It smells like beer, but just the sweetened version.
It's this interplay of sweet vanilla, milk, cream, and hops and citrusy hops, bursting with those citrusy hops. And it's kind of this nice interplay, which I think is a nice sort of twist on what we're used to getting off our IPAs,
Well, here's to you, Eddie. Here's to you, Roger. Here's to you, Ashley. Here's to you, Four City. And here's
the whole
to you,
crew.
the people listening and watching us.
Cheers.
Woo!
This directly follows the nose to me.
Yeah.
Plenty of citrus juiciness. Creamy, fluffy in the mouth, far more, just very well balanced, solid malt backbone, good bit of bite, more bite than I was expecting, but that means it's still in the IPA family. I think so when we were at the brewery, we had the Milkshake IPA, and I said on the mics that it wasn't milkshakey enough for me. This I think is closer to kind of what I was expecting.
I was just gonna say this was what you were looking for.
We did confirm, by the way, with Roger later that the Milkshake IPA does have lactose in it.
Yes,
as we would expect, but we weren't sure. But this does too, and this is just more creamy, more luscious in the mouth, more just sort of rich and velvety in a way. And so this is kind of what I was expecting off that.
I would 100% agree. I mean, you basically just took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say all of that. I mean, it does have a nice bite to it. It's not overpowering, but it is there if you are an IPA lover and you're looking for that extra power. It is very fluffy. It is very juicy. I don't know that I'm getting oats like right away. I'm sure they're playing a factor in the taste, but I mean, I guess you can't really do that with oats, but I'm not drinking it going, okay, oats, you know what I mean? But that being said, it does make up for everything else, and it is balanced really well. And
well, I think what the oats do is they sort of hearten up the malt presence, because the oats are part of that malt profile, right? So they just give it more of that malt backbone than you would typically. Like, this is not just all hop and no malt. There's definitely a balance there, and I think
totally.
that's the oats at work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is I'm tasting more hop than malt, but it is there. It's not, gone. It is present. Yeah. And I love, I never thought I'd say this, and I don't think I've said this before, but I like the aftertaste. It's just citrusy and fluffy. Yeah. And vanilla-like. Pretty
clean, but definitely some lingering citrus. This is absolutely an IPA. Like, make no mistake about it. Yeah. It's an IPA, and that's in the name, and that's as it should be. But if you're someone who's looking for like a biting West Coast, I don't think that this is gonna be everything you're looking for, because it's a little bit softer than that. And if you're someone who's looking for a juicy New England, I think this one's gonna have a little bit more bite than you're used to. Like, I think it's a nice balance.
I think this is a beer for, like, I only like West Coast. I only like New England style. You know what I mean?
I think have an oat cream man.
Yeah. I really think if you really prefer one style, I don't think you'll overlook this. I think you'll try this and go, yeah, this isn't for the New England lover. It's, it might be missing one thing, or for the West Coast lover, it might be missing one thing, but it makes up in other categories that will make you say, oh yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, I enjoy it. There's that lacing that.
Oh, it's there for sure, and it's a little sneaky for 7%. I don't know if it's dangerous. It's not dangerous.
It's sneaky,
but I would put it more 6 just based on taste. Like, you don't taste a lot of booze.
I would as well. I really like it, and being a rock and roll fan, drinking for Eddie Van Halen just makes it even better. So that's awesome. Yeah. We got a 4-pack of this and we split it, so we each only have one more, but this is definitely one I wish I had 3 more.
There's a lot of them I wish I had more of. Those that Dubbel I had there, that Dunkel was so good. So real quick, just a little bit more about the brewery itself, because we didn't really go into that when we were there. It was created by 3 friends. We've mentioned Roger a few times. He is the one we met. Along with his friends Jeff and Anthony. The brewery was started in 2016. They moved to their current space, which we visited, as you can see behind me. That was in 2019. And they have a 7-barrel system. We got a whole tour. I mean, Roger took us through the place. He showed us their ingredients. He showed us everything, every tank they have in there and how they have it all running. It's a 7-barrel system, but they keep churning it out. And I said it when we were there. It's so impressive to have this many styles, this much on the menu with a 7-barrel system like that. I mean, they are planning, like he was even saying, if we need to have a beer for Valentine's Day, we need to have it in the tanks right now. Yeah. And that's how long lead their thinking is. Okay, if we're going to brew a lager, that's going to take us a couple weeks. That's going to have to sit in the tank. So that's using up a tank for a while. I mean, they're on top of it. They're long lead planning out this schedule.
Yeah, it's very planned out, which is great to see. And, obviously with every brewery they do that. But, I mean, just him taking us through it was kind of a learning experience for us. Yeah. And really awesome to see. They did used to have ciders, but what did he say? He decided to kind of nix that just to open up space for all their other things that they wanted. They have a lot of beers on tap, so.
It was just a matter of space. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, Gabe and I have been on brewery tours before aplenty. We're very used to seeing how all this stuff works, but to get to see it up close like that and have that conversation with the owner and ask him these questions. Do you put maple sap in your beer, or is it maple syrup? Is there lactose in this? How do you, what's
the best part was that, like, it was like roped off and he was like, come, let's go. He's like, we were just talking to him for like 10 minutes and he was like, come with me. And we were like, yeah.
Great.
Felt like just VIPs.
It was,
and it's the way he started was really cool. Roger started what was known as the Brew Council. Basically, just him and a bunch of friends and neighbors would get together for a tasting, and eventually it just blew up. And then him and his friend Anthony, who eventually later joined with Jeff, their friend and neighbor, they just were getting a lot of people over to taste other beers from themed pairings and different tastings. They got beers from all across the country, and they said, hey, let's start a brewery. And I believe it was Roger and Anthony who wanted to kind of big scale, and Jeff who was kind of looking more for like on the smaller scale. So they compromised and they came up with like a mid-size sort of deal. And I don't know if 4,700 square feet is mid-size to you, but that's how big Four City is.
It's bigger than small, and it's smaller than
bigger
big.
than small. That's true. Yeah.
It's just, I can't recommend enough. If you live in New York City, it's like, what did we drive to get there? 45 minutes.
Not even.
It's right there. You could probably take a train. It's very close.
It is right off of a train stop if you are in Jersey and are taking a train. I don't remember which one it is. It's Orange something.
I don't know Jersey trains, but I can't recommend this brewery enough. We had such a great time here, and it's another example. Gabe and I, when we go to visit breweries, we don't make a big deal about why we're there, what we're doing. We definitely stand out because we got mics and cameras,
we got a camera,
and shit.
And we're like talking to the camera. People are like, "Oh, what are they doing?"
we don't make a big deal out of it. But for someone to come over and for us to end up getting, like you said, this kind of VIP treatment, so to speak, makes a huge difference, and it makes it a kind of place that I am going to recommend to all of our listeners and everyone I meet. And I can't say enough about them. So they have something for everyone. Get to Four City Brewing. Check out their stuff. You will not regret it.
Yeah, it makes it more fun to be there. And, as we mentioned, Roger was just so passionate about beer making and about Jersey beer. And when he told us about the name, Four Cities named after the four oranges in New Jersey. There's just Orange, and then there's West, East, and South Orange. And he described it as a place where everyone from the four regions can come together and just have a good time and drink some good beer. And, I mean, we're all about inclusionary.
It's their philosophy as a brewery, really. Beer brings people together. That's what we said when we started the show, and he said it to us, and it's the name of their brewery. So,
yeah. And, we don't love it when people use things like corn syrup, but...
We do not. But you know what?
Stay thirsty, my friend.
Four City Brewing would never do that.
I just really wanted you to play the drop, and I just knew if I said it, you'd do it.
You missed him. I had to find it.
Yeah, and let's definitely talk about quickly what they have on tap as far as their beer list. As Steven mentioned, literally something for everyone. I mean, IPAs, doubles, pale ales, sours, lagers, they got all the good stuff, and all of it's really good, as we saw from the flights we had.
Yeah, I mean, if you like chai, go get your hands on a chai imperial stout, because it's unlike anything I've ever tried before, and it was just phenomenal, as was everything. So
I just smelled it, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. All right, we got to get out of here. We have a fun topic we'll hit real quick, and this one, it's not football related. It's not political. It's just a simple little delight for your Thursday evening.
This one's just fun. So apparently a geologist found a rare formation inside of a rock that looks exactly like Cookie Monster from Sesame Street. And I have to admit, it really does. And I don't understand what made him crack this specific rock open. And I don't know if he just cracked it open perfectly, but it's like, if you look online, you can see the rock was broken right down the middle. And when you pulled it out, it looks like Cookie Monster. And the craziest thing is, people are trying to buy it from him for over $10,000.
That's, first of all,
what? For a rock? Steven, we gotta go rock hunting.
You could have cut that rock open and it would look like the most perfect, beautiful. I don't even know what to say here. It could be, you could cut that rock open and it would be a perfect Packers logo just inside the rock, and I still I mean, I'd be like, that's kind of cool for like
That's
$5.
cool. Yeah. I was gonna say, how much you want? 10K. I'm going the other way.
To have 10K to just spend on rocks. But I have to say though, when Gabe told me about this, I was like, okay, yeah, sure, that can be the fun topic, whatever. And then I saw the picture and I was like, holy shit. Like it's wild. I mean, it is a blue inside rock with a perfect, like, looks like half moon, like mouth. And then there's 2 eyes. It looks like it looks like the cookie.
It looks exactly like him. And apparently this happened in California. So
of course it did.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Brazil.
Okay, well that's a whole different place.
That makes a little more sense. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm like, oh yeah, now I get it.
The person in California is the guy trying to buy it. Some LA housewife with a Hummer is like, let's spend 10K on a rock.
But like, okay, here's the thing, and no judgment against geologists or people who collect rocks or things like this.
Like a little, but not very much.
Like, I get collecting things and collectibles, but like, I mean, I guess this would be dope to kind of just like sit in your house, and anytime you have guests over, you're like, you see my rock? And it's just Cookie Monster. Like, I get it, but I mean, yeah, 10K is a little steep. But it really is cool, and I don't even know if I have any other thoughts. I think I just needed to make sure the world knew about this.
If I ever spend $10,000 on a rock and I have guests over and I say, you see my rock? It better be the rock in a cage. That's the only rock worth 10 grand.
Let me out of here. I need to go work out. I want a beer. Cookie Monster also came out with a new commercial with Daveed Diggs, and it's dope. So check it out. That's all I have to say about Cookie Monster.
Anyway, thank you guys for spending another round with us. We hope you enjoyed it. Please get over to YouTube and check us out. Check out the video Taproom Special on there. I really think it adds a special ambiance to the whole thing. Like, follow, subscribe, all those good things. We love you very much, and we'll see you next week for round 58.
Thank you, guys. We love you. Say something nice. Love each other. Drink good beer. That's what we're all about.
Cheers.